Hey guys, let me introduce you this Czech version of the German tarp. You can also see those in a green version or like a deep olive drop, and it's gonna be like a Russian version of it, which is called Palatka. I can maybe put a link down below. This particular version is used to be used after World War II, when the Germans have a similar pattern. So it's a combination of the 5 colors camouflage with what you call in English raindrop, but these are really like represent the needles. There is like a couple other versions of the camouflage, but I'm gonna maybe make a video later about it. So let's start with 4 anchor points. They are made both sides, double stitch leather, so really good anchor points. And then you got a bunch of loops about every 9 inches, and then you also have these olive type of buttons, and those goes in the bottom side of it. Then you have this side hole, which I'm gonna explain what it's that for in a minute here. And also the one side of it, like a third part of the inside, got this like little panel with the olive, and that's basically when you try to make the poncho out of this. So you can grab this bottom corner and loop this right through it. It's a little bit stiff. You dress this up, you turn this around, and now you can find yourself with those 2 inner loops each side. It's got one, so you start pulling those 2 together, and that is gonna start to create hoodie. Okay, so once you got this part snug down, then you got like this little corner, which you got 2 options with it. You can either loop it inside once you wear it, or when it's wet, usually you can just flop it and it kind of stays, sucked to the top. But either way, it's a right way. So now the outside have this other cordage, which you can grab it like that, the other way around. You can grab that like so. Toss it around your shoulders. Now you can tie up your hoodie in the top. Like so. And then you find yourself with the right hand with those buckles, and you can start to buckle yourself in with your left side loops, so you can nicely enclose the whole thing. And as you see, it's big enough to fit you. And if you have a backpack, or anything on it, you will got the room for it. So now we find this left side, right? So because you're a soldier and it's meant to be for a military purpose, you can stick your right hand, which in a, you know, unfortunately in a communism era or anything before that, you know, everything mostly was made for the right-handed holding weapon, which is, you know, your right trigger hand, you know, and you either have this side open or you got a lot of room here, you know, so that's how you hold your weapon. And as you see, you are still fully covered, and if you leave this middle section open, you can slide your other hand so you can operate your gun, you know. So that would be the explanation how this all play out. So now you got your hoodie. It's come loose a little bit, so I'm gonna find my anchor points again. Tie this down. Alrighty. And as you see, you got this little flap in top of it. So now you can tuck this right in. Pull the strings down. Like so. And you are protected from the elements. The great thing about this very simple design is that you can actually, once it gets wet, basically what happened with this material, so it's got a impregnation, but also it's a solid canvas, you know, so like what started happening, you know, those fibers kind of gonna swell up, everything's become like kind of more rigid, and it's gonna completely protect you from the being wet, you know. So like if it's rain and freezing, it's kind of good for this material because it's gonna give you even so more protection. So let's spin around here, give you a good look. I'm gonna sneak the hand in, put these two buckles in so you can completely see the whole thing, how it's functioning. So we used to call this back in the Czech Republic, we used to call this Baša. That was you know, like one of the thing you call this raincoat / tarp, and obviously you can make the great shelter out of this. So let me show you. So as you see, the whole front, it goes below your knees, and the back, it's really long, you know, so you have a high boot, you know, and all rain gonna come out. And as you see, it's very plenty room. I'm just sticking my hands out, kind of show you. Once you have like a full gear backpack, you will throw everything right inside of it. So this piece of tarp was a really great addition, you know. So now in 1953, that's the you know, this is called VZ53, which mean vzor 53. That would be, you know, translate to the Czech language, you know. And Russian are made this very similar, very same model still to these days, you know, and it's very popular. You can get it in a green color. This particular color, it's really hard to combine. I'm lucky enough to have two of them, you know. So once you have two of those, and I think one thing I forgot to mention, it's comes with this piece of cordage. So obviously you can in the modern days you can obviously take any you know paracord or any other rope, you know, to basically get this anchored in all points here, you know, and make the simple shelter out of the one piece. Excuse me. Or you can put two of those pieces together and you can get a really big shelter. I'm gonna try to make the separate video about making the shelter out of this, just because I don't want to make this very long, you know. So you can see again, most likely in eBay or Amazon, you will find this Palatka, which is a Russian version. This Czech version, you know, I'm really not sure at this point, you know, if you can actually find it around the USA. I find one website and it says UK, but be careful. Unfortunately, with that side, you know, nothing against the UK product, but that one side was actually showing the product. You know, I've been waiting after I made the purchase, you know, 6 weeks, and didn't came in, and then I claim to return, and it's been, you know, more than 3 months, and I never actually get the product, you know. So I got a money refund. You know, just kind of be careful. You know, go to the side when you trust, you know, because these if you find this particular one, it's gonna probably cost you, you know, close to the $200 with the shipping, you know. I believe I see the Russian version of it, or they also have a Polish version, which I'm not really familiar. I think the Polish version, it's a little bit bigger, and it's out of the like a lot more thicker canvas, and I think that one, it's like two pieces is like $140. Palatka, you can find like a one piece around you know, $34 $55 each, you know. And like I said, if you want to make really good shelter out of it, really good size shelter, you would need two pieces like that. So what else I want to say about this great piece is that, like, obviously it's remaining me, my father, you know. When I see picture of him, you know, in a gear, and back then there was a black and white pictures, but you can obviously see once he's got this on, you can still see, even in a black and white, you would see the pattern, you know. And when I was in the military, they don't issue these anymore. I think they stopped issuing these probably like 1989 about, you know. And then you can find them, you know, obviously, because they make like so many of them back then. So everybody like who like the outdoor stuff, you know, everybody like seeking, you know, all this like a military surplus stuff. But now this item is become pretty collectible. You know, it's hard to find, you know. Even like the German version is have a kind of like a really sharp cuts, you know, in a pattern. So this is I would say is like somewhat close to the American woodland, you know. And I know you're gonna critique that too, you know. It's not obviously that pattern, but it's kind of, when you standing more further, you know, it's kind of color wise is more to that pattern, you know. And again, you know, it's definitely a lot closer to the German version. You know, what I find really interesting still to this day, you know, like most of the woods I go, you know, and like just being here in the United States, you know, it's just amazing. Obviously, we got a winter now, but you know, in a fall, spring, and summer, you know, like this pattern is like so universal. Also, back then they have a, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me with that, but I believe they got a 2 or even 3 shades, you know, which means like a one shade got like the brown pattern was more on the red side, you know, and all our other patterns, you know, kind of you know, being a little bit more sharp. I do like this pattern a lot, you know. I know the other patterns are like basically impossible to find, and you know, if you find some Czech you know website, you know, when somebody reselling these, they gonna be usually damaged or repair, you know, or really just meant to be to as a like a showcase piece, not something what you can still take outside, you know. This one is in a really great shape, you know. It's still got, you know, that warehouse smell, you know, which I remember basically any gear back there you have. Comes to the shoes, comes to the socks, comes to the basically anything, you know, you get out of the warehouse, it would get that like some sort of like chemical slash moldy odor, you know. You would probably like, if you guys from any country, you know, like either even here, you know, like when I go to the like army surplus places, and I take like old Alice pack, you know, or like some old like wall blanket, they still have this very similar odor, you know. So it's kind of interesting, and you know, kind of cool, because, you know, like it's interesting how you remember like a certain smells, you know. So I guess that's kind of all what I want to say about this particular item here. And next video, you know, I'm gonna try to show you the couple options how to make the really cool and very simple shelter out of this. Vix out. Thanks.